YouTube, what's going on? Flag 1122 back again for Synth Pop Review. You hear this music in the background, very tribal, very mystical. Must be time for some mid-90s high energy Congo-tastic electronic music, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to hop in the DeLorean and not go quite far back into the past, in the 80s. We're going to go in the mid-90s. We're going to talk about a little Juno Reactor. Here it is. This is Bible of Dreams. My favorite Juno Reactor, at least. That's why I chose this one out of their wide variety of releases that they've had over the last, God, getting close to 20 years now. This was released in '97 under the watchful eye and the mastery of Ben Watkins. He's kind of the leading force in this Juno Reactor stew. There's several other people responsible for this. Mike McGuire, Paul Jackson, the list goes on, and that's what Juno Reactor kind of has been. It's just been this kind of collaboration work, you know, with several different fascinating guys and gals, and just throwing stuff in and coming up with weird, wonderful music like this. Man, you just put on a loincloth when you listen to this and just hop around the room, you know, and scare the cat. Maybe have one of those little fake lightsabers chasing the cat around. I never do that ever. I love my cats. This song that you're hearing is Congo Fury, you know. You can hear that right now, you know. It's just maddening, you know. It's almost annoying to listen to, but that's kind of what kind of got me into Juno Reactor in the first place. During the late 90s, I had a friend kind of introduce me to this type of electronic music. I had been a fan of synth pop music for a long time before this, but it kind of opened my eyes to a different sort of version of it, you know. And in the 90s, there's a lot of music like this in the same kind of genre, you know, kind of fusion, kind of electro ambient mix-up, you know. Through Juno Reactor, I got to know groups like Orbital and the Orb, Fluke, Future Sound of London. Just the list just goes on and on. But Juno Reactor has always been kind of near and dear to my heart. I continued to listen to this music just feverishly until about 2005, and then suddenly I just got really sick of it and put it down for several years and came back to it, oh, about 2 years ago. And I always dust this off and listen to it at least once or twice a month. The album itself is about 66 minutes, so quite a bit on here. That's one thing about this kind of music. You get that with the Orbital and Underworld. It's quite long releases, so if you're looking to get kind of a lot of bang for your buck, it's good to kind of get this kind of music. I love the sleeve presentation and the cover presentation of Juno Reactor CDs. You pop this thing open, and it's got kind of a fantastic booklet in here with lots of weird, wonderful, psychedelic pictures. You know, you just kind of see right there. Here's another one. This is Labyrinth. It's always just a really good kind of presentation here. It's what you don't get when you download music off the internet. You don't get these rad booklets, you know, with all these little extras, although you can download the booklets now, but yeah, I'm not going to do that. Going old school as usual. There's several standout tracks on this. This is number 2, like I said, Congo Fury. This is a fantastic song. The next song on this release is God is God. Probably my favorite tracks on it are Congo Fury, Swamp Thing, and I really like Shark. Juno Reactor, like I said before, has a large body of work. I think they must have maybe 8 or 9 LPs now. I could be wrong on that. I think I own almost all of them. You have probably, even if you haven't heard Juno Reactor, if you don't own a Juno Reactor or CD, or you know, or familiar with their music, you know of their music. If you've watched The Matrix Reloaded, you've heard their music in that. They've done a lot of music for film scores. They did some music for the movie Once Upon a Time in Mexico, the Robert Rodriguez movie that came out maybe 7 years ago. They redid a version of their song Pistolero, and I think that's on, I can't remember what the, Shango, I think that was on their release, Shango, that I think came out before this. I'm not 100% sure. But they've also done a lot of music for video games too. So they've been pretty active over the years, you know, and have a lot of directions that they take their music in. And it has a lot of different flavors, man. Anywhere from, like I said, just the insane like bongo beat drums. It's like somebody cloned a million Phil Collins and just let them loose in a studio. And they've got some orchestral sort of mix in there too. A lot of orchestral sounds, classic stuff. You know, it's just kind of you get almost everything with Juno Reactor, and that's why I really dig Juno Reactor. If you're looking for Juno Reactor, if you want to start off listening to a variety of their music, you can get this. This is Juno Reactor's Odyssey. This is music from 1992 to 2002. This doesn't have everything, but it has some of their greatest songs on this Odyssey. It's got of course, God is God. We've got Congo Fury. Pistolero is on this compilation as well. Masters of the Universe. So there's a lot of really groovy, bizarre songs to choose from on this. This is one that came out a couple of years ago, Juno Reactor's Labyrinth. Not a real huge fan of this. They came out with an album, a brand new album this year. I think it's called, I have it, it's called The Golden God of the Great East, or it's a very strange title, but you can go on Amazon or iTunes and download that. But do you like this sort of this kind of music, which a lot of people won't, you know, a lot of people that like maybe the classic synth pop music won't like this, but I'm going for diversity on this channel, you know. It's called Synth Pop Review, but I want to cover a lot of different styles of electronic music, just kind of run the gamut, you know, and touch bases on everything. And I'm definitely going to try to throw one of these CDs in every now and then. I'd also like to talk about the Orb and Underworld and, you know, Fluke, and maybe even some stuff that's a little bit, you know, more on the fringe than that. Juno Reactor's Bible of Dreams, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I've been giving everything a 4 out of 5 here lately, it seems. I don't know why. I like almost everything. I'm a real optimistic guy. So usually if I sample stuff around, if I don't like, you know, a CD in the first, you know, 2-3 listenings, then I just like, it's no good, and I just won't hardly do anything with it. Anyway, check it out, Juno Reactor, Bible of Dreams. If you haven't heard from them, give them a listen. Listen to that, man. You're like in New Delhi, you know. You're getting a barbershop head massage from a guy, man. He's just going to town, you know. You get a nice shave, although nobody's touching my face with any razors. No razors. Anyway, that's all from me, guys and gals, the synth pop community, the small but growing synth pop community. Thanks very much for subscribing to this channel. You know, we're growing. Christmas is upon us, so I probably won't make a video for a little while. It's usually one video a week anyway, but if I don't see you, you know, in between, I want to wish you and yours the happiest of holidays. Stay safe, drink lots of eggnog. If you're diabetic, drink sugar-free eggnog, because it might send you off into a spiral. Cheers.